Academy. So today we have recommended Pragadeesh with us to have an interactive session. So if you're watching our channel for the first time, do subscribe to CCD Academy and click the bell icon to get more information and notifications to Defense Forces. So now let's move into the video. So greetings Pragadeesh. So can you give your intro from where you're coming and what made you to join in the Indian Army?
Hello aspirants, I'm Pragadeesh. My native is Madurai and I have been completed my graduation in BE Electrical and Electronics Engineering. So after my graduation I got my offer in car technologies. I'm working as a SAP consultant there. And regarding the SSB, recently I got recommended from 17 SSB Bangalore in my second attempt. So I have been recommended for Indian Army's SSC technical entry 62 course.
Okay, so you mentioned that you have recommended from your second attempt. So when you told your parents that you're going for another attempt, what was their reaction?
So you're asking about my parents' reaction.
Yeah.
So when I said my career option as armed forces, they initially didn't say anything. Just they accepted it and they let it happen. They gave it in my hands. So whatever be my decision, they have accepted. So they are very supportive in this regard.
So you got your parents' support as well as you also gave your full energy for preparing in your second attempt. So what were the strategies that you maintained to crack in your second attempt and get through the recommendations?
Okay. When it comes to my SSB journey, this is the second attempt in which I got recommended. So in my first attempt, I was focusing only on the recommendation actually, but I failed to focus on the process. But when it comes to my second attempt, I just introspected myself and then I changed a few things as well as few factors in myself that leads to my recommendation, in my opinion actually. So in my first attempt, let me go from starting from screening test to the last part. So in my first attempt, I just prepared completely for screening test. Why? Because we have to be screened in so that we can get the opportunity to experience the psychology test, group test and all. So I prepared seriously for my screening test. Like every day I used to prepare for OER. I practiced 2 sets of OER. And then I used to write a story and then I give a narration. So like that I've been practicing for a month prior to my SSB date. So that helped me to get screened in my first attempt. And later that for psychology test I just worked on my psych SDT and TAT stories and all. And also I practiced VATs like only 10 sentences with a time constraint. That helped me to go through the psychology. And then in GTO, I got a fair idea about group tests and all. Through the internet blogs as well as videos, I got a fair idea about it. And I just, with a vague knowledge, I went into my first SSB and I just gave my best. So once after my first SSB, I thought I need a guidance, proper guidance from a mentor as well as from a subject matter expert. So then I got to know about the Colonel Commander Defense Academy and also Lieutenant Commander Enroll sir. He's a retired GTO. So I thought, so I decided to get a guidance from him because he's a GTO. So I thought I can get much more insight about GTO as well as I can mold myself towards my goal. So I decided to join CCD and I joined after my first attempt. So in this academy, I got to know about the GTO tasks and then few tips to groom my personality as well. So with the help of those tips as well as my introspection, I just made change in myself. So I changed my routine and then I just practiced for to communicate in a better manner, talking in front of mirror. So in this way, I just started molding myself. So all these changes that helped me to get through the SSP this time. So I can feel a drastic change in myself. So my first attempt was on June 2023 and my second attempt is in October 2023. So I got around 3 to 4 months of gap. So I placed this gap, I take a break and I just introspected myself. I found the down stage and I just worked on to improve it. And while on working on it, my mentor played a vital role in it because you need a proper mentor to point out what are the problem you have. You don't know what you are, so you need a mirror to check it. Right? So my mentor is like a mirror for me. So he like pointed out what all the things I have to improve, and to the course correction he gave us a report. So I worked on it, and then now I have been recommended in my secretary.
So, for your recommendation process, completely that your mentor, Lieutenant Commander Midraj sir, has guided you through.
Yeah, I can say he, like starting from the day one, he used to guide me. Not only in the class sessions. So apart from the class session, I used to have a discussion with him, and even in SSB, when I was in SSB, I used to call him every day, and I will just report him as I did in my NCC days. So I used to report whatever I did in that particular day, and he used to say whatever correction I can make in my upcoming days, as well as he will guide me for the next day sessions as well. So this is how my journey of SSB went with Lieutenant Commander Enroll.
So you have changed a lot in the process of your second attempt. So as we know that current affairs is very important, what ways would you suggest, and what is the strategy you use to study current affairs in every day?
Of course, when you say you are a defense aspirant, you should be very much aware about what is happening in and around our nation. Okay, so this is the profession which requires the knowledge of the geopolitics, international relations, and everything about the current affairs. So during my SSB preparation, initially I thought current affairs can be like acquired from various sources like apps or Google blogs or news channels, etc. etc. So I prepared in that way initially. So with that knowledge, I went for my first SSB. So only after getting conference out, I realized that I have to work more on my current affairs. So that is the one important change which I made in myself. That is to inculcating the habit of reading newspaper. See, this maybe sounds like a very difficult task to follow for every aspirant, but if you inculcated this particular habit, then you'll be like you don't need to worry about your recommendation. It will automatically happen. But because when you started to read newspaper every day, you'll be getting the touch of what happens in and around you. So you'll get to know about more knowledge. So it will help you to face group discussions as well as in interview questions. So you can feel more confident on yourself. This is the one particular change which I made after my first attempt, and this particular change boosted my confidence level as well.
Okay, like he rightly mentioned that reading the newspapers daily can also avoid distractions, because when you're opening the app, you'll get a notification and you'll be searching all the messages, or you'll be reading the messages. Then you'll think of seeing reels for 2 minutes and your time will get extended. So as he rightly mentioned, we can go with the reading of newspapers. Okay, so what are the difficulties, or what were your weaknesses during at the time of your preparation, and how you overcame your weakness that time?
So my preparation, when it comes to my preparation, I started during my school days itself. So once I decided to join armed forces at my 7th standard, I got my inspiration on 7th standard. So I decided to change myself. Why? Because SSB is a test of your personality. So at that time, I was very weak. I was introvert. So I need to change a lot. So that made me to push myself to put into like various situations and various volunteer activities. So I involved myself in everything. So that helped me to change myself. You know, after my 12th standard, I joined an engineering course, and I came to know that NCC, it is one of the powerful tool which an aspirant can use to crack SSB. Because in SSB, so like in NCC, you got opportunity to wear your uniform, and then you got a group to subordinate group as well as your team to lead. So you can learn a lot of things, and it will improve your personality as well. So with these helping strategies, I just go with my preparation. When it comes to my weakness or shortcomings, I think like at the point of time I felt I need a like a mirror or something to check myself. So that's the only difficulty I faced. Then I sorted it out by joining like getting a proper mentor as well. So for any aspirant, he can prepare very well. He can draft a plan. He can follow it. He can stick to a particular routine. So in that way, anyone can prepare very well. So it depends on individual to either to choose a mentor or to join an academy or anything. But in my case, like I'm good at my self preparation, so I started my preparation. Even in college days, I have been preparing for SSB and like not only for tests, but as well to boost my personality as well. And then after completing my college, I just took a guidance as well as to help from the mentors.
So Pragadeesh, since you are preparing for SSB these days, are you working or are you studying?
Yeah, I'm a working candidate actually. So after my college, I got my campus interview offer. So since my third year, I have been associated with an IT company, and I have been working. And along with my work, I have been preparing for SSB hours.
Okay, so you prepared side by side along with your work also. So how you manage time and a day, how many hours you spent on preparing for SSB?
Okay, like I will say my routine, you know. So from 9 to 5 is my work time. So at that time, I focus only on my professional development as well as my professional works related to my company. And then before 9 o'clock, that is my morning routine is just to take care of my physical fitness as well as my morning routines. And after 5 o'clock, I'll be focusing on my hobbies as well as my SSB preparation. My hobby in the sense I have been in fitness journey, as well as my cooking is also my hobby. So morning I used to cook my food, and also at the night I used to cook my food after coming from gym. So it will take around 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock. So after 9 o'clock, I sit for my preparation, especially when it comes to any written exams. Only after 9 o'clock, I used to sit for a preparation, like theoretical preparation. And regarding SSB, I consider following the proper routine as well as constant learning in either your professional as well as your hobby. I consider these things are my preparation towards SSB. But in specific, like a week or couple of weeks prior to my SSB date, I used to dedicate a time for my psychology preparation as well as in-depth current affairs preparation. So this is how I manage my time for my SSB preparation. So for in a particular day, I spend 1 to 2 hours for in-depth current affairs preparation, and then another 1 hour or 2 hours for like general SSB preparation, starting from my psychology practice as well as group planning exercise, all those referring. So everything it can compresses within 3 hours per day.
Okay, so this is a instant question. So when you have been going for an SSB, you might have got into an interaction with the other cadets who have been gone to SSB already. So you might have got some myths that telling that if you do this, you will get through the SSB. Likewise, did you get through any myths and it didn't work out there?
Usually myths. There are lots of myths about SSB.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking you this question. So did you come across any of these questions?
Okay, for past two SSBs, I got few myths about the GTO especially.
Okay.
The first, let me start from screening day. First myth is like they won't consider OIR for your screening. They will focus only on your group discussion as well as PPT part. It is a myth actually. Then if they don't consider OIR, then what's the purpose of the OIR? So I think it is a myth. So I consider this one of the myths. So OIR is important for your assessment. And then in psychology test, like if you attended all 60, then you will be recommended. So this is one of the things I get to know. But in my opinion, I guess if you attend more than 40, it's good enough. If you practice really very well, then you can attend all 60 questions in SRT. And then in GTO, especially on day one, there's a test called group obstacle race, that is snake race. In my first attempt, I heard it from one of the repeater guy. What he said was group obstacle race is just for fun. They won't assess you in group obstacle race. Only in PGT, HGT and progressive group task. So only with this group task they will be assessing. Group obstacle race is just to like
have some kind of enjoyment there.
no, not enjoyment, kind of competition between the groups. Okay. But it won't actually for individual assessment. I think it is also a myth. So only these myths I came to know about from my other SSB friends.
Okay, so as you said, so many myths are being there, but when you get a proper guidance from a proper mentor, you will break all the myths and you get to know the real truth. So as you mentioned that you came across all these myths, how you came to know the real truth behind all these tasks?
So, when you get a proper guidance from a assessor, you can sort out what is myth, what is truth. So only the assessors knows what's the actual process and the seriousness behind the process. So I got guidance from a retired GTO. So he knows what is the process and how to approach it, and what is the myth and what is the truth. So from him I came to know about all these things. So, and also the strategies which he taught during the class and the way to approach each and everything that I implemented in my GTO. So that helped me to go through the GTO tasks.
So as you mentioned that when we have a proper guidance from a proper mentor, we'll be getting all the myths broken and just getting in through the process completely.
Yeah, like with the help of guidance, like you will be having advantage of accessing assessor to just to check whether you are in a right track or not.
Exactly.
But the complete like the making a recommendation and reaching the top goal is entirely is in your hands, and it is all about your efforts and determination. Mentors can boost up you and they can push you from behind, but you have to run to in order to reach your goal. So aspirants have to they have to specifically
Be
dedicate their
specific
time.
in selecting the mentor and also getting into the process of
Yeah,
selection.
so as well as they have to dedicate their time for the preparation also.
Yes. Because only mentorship cannot do anything, and it's fully the hard work of each aspirant who likes to succeed in his first attempt or a number of attempts
If,
of
if
the
an
SSB.
aspirant got a good mentor, then no worries about the process. He can put his own effort. He have to dedicate his time, and he have to be focused on achieving the goal. So only that hard work will pay one day.
Yeah, as he rightly mentioned, that hard work plays a huge role in anyone's achievement. So, what would you wish to tell the aspirants who are preparing for their SSBs?
Okay, so my personal suggestions, or it can be a tips for defense aspirants, is that first thing is we have to configure a proper routine in order to achieve our goal, because routine plays a vital role in aspirants' life in order to achieve to achieve the goal, it is clearing the SSB and to becoming an officer ultimately. So officer is the one who have a proper routine. So we have to be the one. So if you want to become an officer, you have to live like an officer. So this is the first thing I would like to say. And the second thing is, as I mentioned, the importance of current affairs. You have to inculcate the habit of reading newspaper. So that's the second thing. A third thing is just take a step to volunteer yourself and like make a change in yourself. Wow, like how much initiative you take, that much learnings you can make, and that will help you to crack SSB. So with these three key points, I wish everyone to achieve great heights and coming up with flying colors.
So, dear aspirants, if you find this video useful, do share with your fellow aspirants and don't forget to subscribe to CCD Academy. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you.